Something very frightening is taking place in the world right now. The documents have leaked showing that the EU is planning to collaborate with the United States to create a global database of facial recognition software that would essentially be able to get anyone at any time. We're talking about the EU and the US sharing that facial recognition data across borders, despite this quite possibly being illegal. According to leaked internal European Union documents, the EU could soon be creating a network of national police facial recognition databases. A report drawn up by the national police forces of 10 EU member states, led by Austria, calls for the introduction of EU legislation to introduce and interconnect such databases in every member state. The report, which The Intercept obtained from a European official who is concerned about the network's development, was circulated among EU and national officials in November 2019. If previous data sharing arrangements are a guide, the new facial recognition network will likely be connected to similar databases in the US, creating what privacy researchers are calling a massive transatlantic consolidation of biometric data. Now, the report was produced as a part of a discussion by expanding the current PRUM system, an EU-wide initiative that's connecting database, DNA, fingerprint, vehicle registration, all of that information on you into databases for mutual searching. In other words, type your information in one country and they can get everything about you from every single country, or any country can search for anything about you. And a similar system already exists in the U.S. as any country that's part of the Visa waiver program, which includes the majority of EU citizens. So the basis for sharing that information across the ocean is already there. Well, this is kind of a privacy concern. You know what I mean? What data the government has is particularly sensitive, and a lot of people don't appreciate it being shared with another government who don't have any right to it, but they're writing laws for that. Now, the information provided by the European Commission to the European Parliament members shows that almost 700,000 euros are going to a study consultancy firm Deloitte on possible changes to the PRIM system, with one part of the facial recognition technology. In another case, 500,000 euros to a consortium of public agencies by the Estonian Forensic Science Institute to map the current facial recognition in criminal investigations in all EU member states, with the aim of moving towards a possible exchange of facial data. So foreign governments are going to have a copy of your face everywhere. See, this is that really scary one world government kind of conspiracy stuff. You're kind of feeling that right now because you're kind of doing that right now. Obviously, this is very far from there being a one world government. And trust me, the capitalists will never agree on a one-world government because they are too busy in contradiction with each other, competing and trying to get over on one another, that they would never be able to form a one-world government. It wouldn't happen. It's just not possible. You cannot take the contradictions of capitalism and regulate them on an international level. It cannot be done. There are different national capitals that are in direct competition with each other that absolutely would not stand for it. Now, here's the thing. It already is proven not to work. Efforts to use this as a policing tool in Scotland were put on hold earlier in the month after a parliamentary committee concluded that the human rights concerns made it unfeasible. And a pilot program in London is expected to begin this month, despite harsh criticism from civil liberty groups that an earlier program was declared a failure last January. In other words, a system that they already know doesn't work, that they want to push through anyway, because one, either they believe that they can get it to work, or they've already invested so much money into private companies to make this work, they'd be losing a lot of money if they didn't go through it, and all that money would have been wasted for nothing. But I mean, the surveillance state is nothing new to London. I mean, they can see the CCTV cameras absolutely everywhere. But just know that this is what they're trying to do. If you're a member of the EU or you are a citizen of the United States, Europe is now going to have all your data. And if you're Europe, the American government, God forbid, is going to have all of your data. And that's where this is going. You better start paying attention. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.